fingerprints. No fingerprints. Good morning. Guten Tag. Guten Morgen. Is Daddy still there? Yes. He's asleep, though. Let Pop sleep. Pop's asleep. And I don't know if he's going to want to come and talk to you guys again. We'll see. He might wake up here in a minute. I got coffee going. That might tempt the old man out of slumber. I feel bad, man. Yesterday, me and Dad, we ate, lunch, and we were sitting and talking, and I was like, man, I haven't slept, because the days before he got here, I, I wasn't like nervous, but I was excited, right? Wanted to make sure everything was taken care of, and ready for him and stuff, and so I guess I didn't sleep very well. I was like, man, I want to take a nap, and Dad, he's a nap lover too. He's like, yeah, that sounds good. I'll take a nap. Bro, my nap just ended. It ended about an hour ago. So I slept all night. Apparently I needed it. Apparently I needed a little snooze. So, Dad, I kind of ditched him last night. I left him here to entertain himself. Your eyes had so much life when he was talking yesterday. You love him so much. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I mean, everybody's got like no matter how fraught a relationship is between son and father, I think the son cannot help but hold that father in central importance. You know what I mean? To hold them up. As I've gotten older, and because my relationship with my dad has been so fraught in the past, it's interesting to me to sit with him and talk. Because it's like we're getting to know each other as grown men rather than, that kind of parent-child relationship. And that's interesting to me. That's like endlessly fascinating to me, because sometimes he'll say a word or he'll use a turn of phrase and that I use all the time. And that commonality in our tone, I think, too, is kind of strange to listen to for me. But it's interesting, you know. I missed the vid with your father. How was it? It was good. Yeah, he's still here. He's going to be here for a week. So Dad is here for a week. We're going to be doing got some plans. We're going to travel around a little bit while he's here. But we've set aside multiple days of no major plans. We're just going to kick it. anything specific. No. No, I mean, he and I are very much alike. We kind of go by the seat of our pants a little bit. So um, I'll talk to him today when he gets up and see if he wants to go do something. How he's feeling. All of that. Who wins, 100 men or one gorilla? One gorilla. One gorilla destroys 100 men. Destroys. Isn't he an RV man? He was. Yeah, he doesn't do the RV thing anymore. But yeah, for quite a long time, he traveled around the country, living all over the place, doing consulting work. And he drove in one of those big, giant RVs. I want to know the construction process of Kid Town. Oh, well, he'd be the one to ask about that. He would be the one to ask about that. That is something that we do not share in common. My dad is very gifted with building things, and very gifted in construction, and all the craftsmanship that goes with that. I am not. I am the opposite of that. I have no clue what I'm doing. GTA 6 was postponed. It always is. See, that's just the thing, though, dude. You know it's going to be worth it. Like, you know it's going to be worth it. No clue, hence the commie pen. Commie pen, American nuclear submarine. Which one of us is confused? Look what it's launching the torpedo at. And I mean, come on, bud. What was the first game you remember playing? Cave of the Word Wizard. Stop. Spell leaf. That is incorrect. It's getting darker. How about you actually destroy the pen? How about you actually suck my asshole? How about that? How about actually you take your chastisement from earlier and you go scamper away and find somebody stupid to talk to? How about that? Pucker up and suck a fart out of my ass. How about that? What? You need advice? What do you need advice on? No, I found you, dum-dum? Yeah. I sucked you in like a moth to the flame burned by the fire. You said something stupid, you got manhandled and corrected in front of all these people, and now you're trying to save face, bro. Just shut up. You're trying too hard. What I do is effortless. Effortless. It requires no effort on my part. Everybody always notices the Red Army pin. Nobody notices what's right on the front of the hat. Nobody ever goes, wow, is that an American nuclear submarine on your hat? They always go, nice Red Army pin there, fella. Is that a Nirvana shirt? It is. Am I a priest? Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm a priest. Hi, uncle, bro. What you like I call you? Unc is cool. You can call me bro. Bro is, that's very familiar to me. Dude works as well. You know what I mean? You think I should not smoke? Well, then here's some advice then. Go forward in your life as a non-smoker. Live the courage of your convictions. No. Elaborate on the submarine. This is the USS Batfish out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. It is an American nuclear strike submarine, patrol submarine. And my friend from high school served on this submarine, traveled all over the world on it, and purchased me this in Russia when he was at a port in Crimea. So I keep them together because I like the contrast. I like it when people. Let me fix my. I gotta fix my Red Army pin. Give me a sec. La 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 lava, chicken. Let's see. I gotta make sure it's placed correctly. We like it to be close. Then we put it like that, straight through, all the way, all the way. Get through all of the fibers. There we go. And then you fold it over. Lava, chicken. Steve's lava chicken. It's a something. That works. I think Jack Black might be the fattest lead actor versus gross ratio of all time. Yeah. You might be right. He might be. Well, I don't know. What about Laurel and Hardy? I guess they probably didn't make anywhere near as much money as Jack Black. I'm trying to think of other fatties. Oh, what about John Candy? John Candy's got him beat, guaranteed. John Candy's fatter than Jack Black, and probably like box office ratio is higher for him because he just made more classic movies, right? Yeah, Chris Farley too might be on that same fucking level. Brando did get huge later in life as well. You got a point there. John Goodman, yeah, John Goodman also pretty big for most of his career, right? He's lost a bunch of weight now, but I am smoking on gelato mints. There you go. Look, Gelato mints. Tasty. There you go. There you go. Never know what strain you've got. Yeah. That's the upside to living in a legal recreational state, is you can know. Does your dad still want to do an onion nuggets episode? I don't know. I think he, when he had talked to me before and said that he was interested in coming on, I think he meant what we did yesterday. I get the idea from Dad, and I could just ask him, but I get the idea. He doesn't watch deep fat fried / onion nuggets much. My dad, for as salty as he used to be, because I gotta be honest with you. When I get out of pocket and I'm saying some really disgusting shit, I kind of learned, I honed that skill from him. Like, my dad is very well spoken now, you know what I mean? And was then too. He's always had a great vocabulary, but he used to be filthy, disgusting, puerile, childish. And now, look, the old man is 70 and he's got fucking almost, 9 grandchildren all told. You know what I mean? I think he can't do that anymore. And as a result, maybe he's just not into that kind of humor anymore. And as a result, he has a hard time, I think, watching onion nuggets, which is basically just, I can't imagine that sweet man saying, "Dip your wick." Oh yeah, no, he's a smart guy. He's a real smart guy, a real funny guy too. Was your dad on onion nuggets? No. He was on the last one of these. He's still here. He's staying with me for a week. He's just asleep. I just happen to be awake before him. I mean, for those of you that have watched me for a long time, it should have been, if nothing else, instructive on my personality and my cadence and my, because we sound a lot alike. It gets a little eerie sometimes. Our, the cadence is very similar, and the vocal tone is very, not a smoker and never has been, and so I think his voice is a little smoother than mine, and maybe a little higher pitched, just because, I've probably added quite a bit of rumble and rattle to my voice, being such a long time smoker. Your dad's not an early bird. I mean, he's probably getting up right now, to be honest with you. I would imagine around 8 o'clock is when the old man will probably pop up. But he might sleep in. I don't know how late he stayed up last night. Because, like I said, I passed out at 5:30 and slept 12 straight hours. And it was the sleep of the dead, too. You ever have those sleeps where it's You lay down and then you wake up and it's tomorrow and you're confused as shit. That was my morning. Seems like he tells stories in a similar way. Oh my God. Well, yeah. I mean, he's my template. He and my mother. So my storytelling style is a blend of my mother's style and his style. They're both insanely amazing storytellers in their own right, but from different angles, right? My mom is the detail storyteller. My dad is the come along with me storyteller, right? Ever sleep so hard you forget who you are when you wake up? Yeah. You're just like, what the fuck is even going on, man? Takes a few seconds for your personality to comes tumbling back in. No, man, I slept like a rock. It was insane. I haven't slept like straight through like that in a long time. So I must have needed it. I must have needed it. Gross. Gross, Sam Coit. Does your dad still crack a cold one from time to time? Nope. My dad never was a drinker. I think because his dad was such a heavy drinker, I think he's kind of stayed away from alcohol entirely. So he's never been one to crack a cold one. My dad's vice is soda. He is running through the soda. He calls it his whiskey. Kombucha is so much better. Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's delicious. But I'll have a soda, thanks. You ever smoke weed with your dad, or is that not his thing? It is not his thing. I think he is way more like. So my dad had cancer, and he survived it, and he's cancer free now. But he came very close to passing away from it, and he was in a lot of pain and discomfort when he was having chemo. And so I came and visited him and brought him some weed, basically, in vape form. And he said it helped with the pain and stuff, but when he no longer needed it, he doesn't want to do it now. So, you know what I mean? So it was helpful to him when he was going through his bouts of nausea or pain and stuff, but now he'd rather not do it. It's just he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the way, he feels on it and all of that stuff. So it's just not his thing. But I think he's more tolerant of me being such an insane pothead as a result of seeing how it helped him and understanding that it helps me in some of the same ways, right? Yep. Yeah, he's always been that way. My dad has never been a dude that wanted to get drunk or high or stupid off of anything. He likes to be present and entirely present, right? without any kind of barrier. Do I vape? Yeah, I do. I used to smoke cigarettes. I quit a little over a week ago. And this is not the first time I've quit. I quit previously for almost 10 years using vaping. So I know it works for me. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy to not be smoking anymore. Cigarettes, that is. Weed. Yeah, I'm back on the Bubblicious Grape vape. Yeah. OnlyFans? No. No. Why are famous male actors so bad at picking women? I have an answer for that. You can't put all people, like all actors, into one basket, okay? But in my experience as an actor and having been around actors, actors have what we call a Christ complex when it comes to relationships. Actors have a tendency to pick women who we think we can fix, right? Or we think we can help. And what it leads to a lot of times is people in that profession choosing a mate who is fucking crazy. Like, hey, baby.
Dad not up yet?
Yeah, sorry I completely and utterly checked out for about 12 hours. I apparently needed it.
Yeah.
Because it was literally the sleep of the dead.
Yeah.
I feel like I laid down and I woke up and the sun was still out and I thought it was yesterday still. I thought I'd just caught a little Z. I swear.
Yeah.
Oh, I did us up some coffee too.
Okay, baby, I'll go get some here in a bit.
I'll go grab the coffees for you. I'll grab your coffee for you. I need some coffee. Pops is in the shower.
Okay. You mentioned I was gonna do one in the morning. So.
Yep. Oof.
You up for a while when you got up, or did you wake up before him?
I've been up since 6:30.
Oh, okay.
I woke up at 6:30. Bing, thinking it was 6:30 p.m.
Yeah.
because the morning light looked like the evening light coming in, and I like came strutting out, and then I realized you were in bed.
Yeah.
And then I looked at my phone and I realized it was the next day. So.
You don't remember the chaos of Dinor jumping back and forth between your dad's room and your room?
No. I do not. So Dinor wanted to.
He wanted to lay with.
He wanted to lay with Peepaw, and then he wanted to lay with me, and he wanted. So we need to just like put a tunnel between those two rooms.
I mean, I guess could try just leaving it open, both of them, but.
Oh, yeah, we could.
You could ask him
if he leaves it cracked, Dinor can come in and out. I mean, it ain't gonna do no harm because Cricket's in his room at night.
Cricket's closed up. That's the thing. I don't want Cricket messing with him.
I think he wants Cricket messing with him.
He doesn't know what Cricket does.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch him when he leaves Dinor, that he doesn't have you stuffed in a duffel bag or something. Yeah. He loves you. Dinor and Dad have made a quick friendship.
Just trying to play fetch from the bed and stuff while your dad is trying to sleep.
Yeah. What breeds does your dad like? I know my dad, on his own with his wife, has had poodles. And right now he's got a golden doodle. So a golden retriever poodle mix. So, yeah. I think he likes poodles. And it makes sense because poodles are whip smart, super smart animals. Smartest dog I ever had was a poodle that we inherited from a member of our family who got too old to take care of him. His name was Winston. And he probably had a vocabulary of like 110 words. I mean, the dude knew all kinds of tricks, and you just tell him what to do and he'd do it.
I think Dinor's got a pretty big vocabulary too.
Yeah.
If he listens to all the words, he understands, but I think he understands a fair amount of words.
Yep, that's true. How did you feel about the doodle debate? What is the doodle debate? You just wore out too from all the love and attention you're getting, D. What the fuck is the Oh, people say they are unethical doodles? Why? If anything's unethical, it's like the breeding on that leads to these purebred animals. Most of them, anyway.
That golden doodles have become another purebred that has the same issues as other purebreds.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't heard the bull. Yeah, like I understand, like some of these purebred animals have like it's bulldogs and pugs, right? They're adorable and sweet animals and smart and fun to have, but they have horrible, horrible health issues because they can't breathe right. You know? Their whole like system of taking breath is smashed. So la 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 lava, chicken.
But yeah, they're not AKC certified or anything, golden doodles, so they don't have that pressure.
But maybe people say they aren't a genetically reliable breed yet and can have issues. Yeah, I mean, if they do have issues,
It's
they're
because
likely
of the
issues.
poodle line or the golden
Right,
retriever line, yeah.
right. If they do have issues, it's likely because they come from inbreeding on one line or the other or both. Right? I don't think it's attributable because, like, you take. There's something to be said for the fact that mutts are the healthiest animals, or healthiest dogs, right? Because they are more like a normal dog in that they have a mixture of adaptations that, helps them to live a longer life, right? So any weakness that would have been found in the pure breed of Chihuahua, right, that Dinor is diluted because he's mixed with all of these other types of animals, and there's genetic diversity in his line. If you were to make Dinor's family tree, it wouldn't be like a straight stick like some of these competition dogs and shit. Like his would have all kinds of different dog breeds, branches going all kinds of crazy ways. And because of that, natural selection has given him a good immune system, and his organs function well, and his joints function well, and he regulates his weight really easily. And he's got, my dad's blown away at how old he is and how much energy he's got. He's 9, so well past middle aged for a dog.
That's senior for
Yeah,
dogs.
that's a senior dog.
Yeah.
But he'll just play fetch, and he's got he's just like a little younger dog.
Runs up and down stairs.
Yeah.
Still a big fan of naps, but I think a lot of dogs are still fans of naps even when they're little.
Yeah. Yep. Dinor's not that old. He's a baby. No, he's a 9-year-old baby. Do you think people pick dogs that look like them? No.
You had Boogie, which was a teeny tiny little thing.
Teeny tiny prissy little thing.
Yeah.
Little white frou-frou purse dog. And she was my bestest friend. So, I don't think so. If I picked dogs that look like me, I'd probably have nothing but English bulldogs or, I don't know what other breeds would look like me. Chow, maybe. Big, wrinkly, drooly breeds probably would be my pick. D is closer to your dad's age. Yeah, I know. We figured that out yesterday. Because I was saying me and D are the same age. And Dad called me on it. So dog years 7-1. He's closer to my age. I was like, oh. Well, corrected. I'm a lucky dude because Amelia corrects me so much. And then everybody else in my family does it too. If it wasn't for everybody that I know, I don't think I would ever say a thing that makes sense. It's so true, though. I'm wild, man.
What do you think, D? You want some Boogie?
What age is death in dog years? I mean, a lot of that is dependent on the dog, too. Right? So certain, like, the larger the dog breeds, the shorter the lifespan. That is just a truism. So these people, I mean, they're wonderful dogs. They have these big Great Danes or Mastiffs or Borzois, like these big, giant, massive beasts. I mean, they would be passing away if they were Dinor's age. They would be a pretty long-lived dog. dogs hit puberty in their first year can't be 7-1. I mean, whatever. It's imprecise math because dogs live different ages. I mean, we looked it up because we were talking about Dynor, and you can have an average age per breed, right? That's something that is possible. It's that time of year, man. Everybody trimming their trees. I have a 100-pound, 10-year-old dog. He's not long for this world, but doesn't seem to be slowing down. Well, you don't know, though. See, like I said, there's no hard and fast rule. Just like there's no hard and fast rule with humans. It's going to depend on lifestyle, genetics, and a bunch of other things, right? There has to be a compilation of leaf blowers, lawnmowers, loud engines. The fart of humanity compilation is what we need. And the and the look on my face, like I've got to be honest with you, like chainsaws don't really annoy me all that much. They're one of the least annoying things. It's just the tone and the pitch of a leaf blower drives me up a wall. I kind of like a saw. Is this a second generation forest? Trees are medium sized. The trees you can see behind me were probably planted around the time of this development, but the trees that are out in my yard are hundreds of years old. So it is a mixture, I think, of old growth and development. I have a tree there that's over 20 feet in diameter, and I don't know how many hundreds of feet tall. I call him the king. But all of the trees in that cluster in my backyard are really, really old. La 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 lava, cha 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 chicken. I'm jealous most of NYS was logged and most forests are second generation. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what the logging history of the peninsula is here that I'm on. I would imagine that it is not good. So I would imagine that trees are typically second generation. But it looks like some old growth survived. Oh, are you bringing out another chair?
Yes, almost done getting ready. So.
Well,
he wants to come out and chat with them again.
well, I don't think I would if I were him. I'm just babbling away today. I'm trying to remember what concert TJ was going to. I have to look at my phone. It was a badass concert. I was kind of jelly.
It wasn't Manson again, was it?
No, it's not Manson. I would have remembered if it was Manson. Definitely would have remembered.
Ghost?
Was it Ghost? Man, I'm super jealous if he's getting to see Ghost. Oh.
What?
I just saw Dad poke out. Wow. Go say good morning to him and give him his coffee. Let him know what I'm out here doing so he doesn't stumble out here not knowing what's up. He's right here. I know he was trying to come back and forth between your room and my room, apparently. As I was. He just can't decide which Paul he wants.
He never would settle down with me.
He just wanted to keep having fun with you.
He wanted to
Ready
keep.
to just let you go to bed.
Yeah. Dirty D. But yeah, I was yesterday before I went and laid down, I started to get like an earache almost.
Yeah.
And it's in my bad ear, the one that really got messed up. And I get wax buildup super bad in both ears because of the tube surgery that I had when I was a kid. I had those in and out twice.
Remember that?
Now they hardly do them anymore because they have so many
They
problems
really
after.
try and avoid doing them now because, and look, dude, it had to be done because I was getting, you remember, I had ear infection every day.
You and Mary Charles too.
And so I started kind of feeling like I was getting an earache, and I started to feel just real run down. So.
How you feeling this morning though?
Better.
Better. Good.
Yeah, I woke up just like, I felt like, wow, that was a nice nap, Ooh, limbered me up. That's just what I needed.
Yeah, right through. Wow.
Yeah, I told your dad, like, if Paul's not up in an hour, he's probably sleeping through. pretty late at least.
Yeah,
We were fine.
I'm sorry about that, but
We're good. Like, you know,
We would just watch TV together,
took-
watch Shark Tank together.
yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I took a nap in there somewhere. Tried to.
Every time I read some Trump news, it makes me want to hurl. Joe Biden can't do nothing. He's just the president. Meanwhile, Trump is trying to strong arm America's most prestigious university
He's
because
reading
they
the
aren't
comment.
deferring to his wishes in all things. It's too early for politics, Phoebe. Give us some time.
Tomorrow there is a show.
Yeah, mañana. Oh, I'll screech and I'll hoot and I'll holler. I'll pull my shirt off and shake my titties. But today, I don't care. But that is kind of a thing that happens, though, in a general sense. When one party has the presidency, they just can't quite get things done. But when the other party has the presidency, they're a tyrant, unstoppable. It's like, man, I wish Joe Biden would have been unstoppable and gotten us some free health care and shit. That'd have been nice. Would have been sick if Joe Biden had sat there and signed 9 million executive orders fixing things here, there, and everywhere from a left-wing perspective. That would have been great. Would have been fantastic. The tubes get colonized and cause further infections. They avoid it now because they have no choice. I just had my eardrums rupture like 8 times because they didn't have the tubes in then. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those pros and cons, and the pros and cons have been clearer over time, but I think some people still need them.
Yeah.
But they used to just throw them in for any kid that had an ear infection nearly. Like, oh, you got a couple ear infections, here's your tube.
Mm-hmm. Mine were real bad, though.
Yeah, I mean, you might have been justifiable even with the new guidance.
Maybe, yeah. Because I had awful, awful ear infections. Just constantly. I'd get water trapped down in them. And it was
You just
just
got a weird shaped ear that wants water to get stuck in it, I guess.
I guess so. And now it's just wax that gets stuck off in there.
I remember you had one real bad when you went swimming with your nieces and they were splashing you with water.
Mm-hmm. One of them just splashed me right in the ear canal. Bloop. And I just felt it hit behind the eardrum, and I was like, oh no. Here we
Ear
go.
infection to look forward to.
Yeah. Because there just ain't nothing I can do when it gets in there like that.
Yeah.
I probably should wear earplugs when I swim, but
Yeah.
typically it's fine when I go underwater.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be squirted in there. So it'll happen. It can happen in the shower, like if I turn my head the wrong way and a jet sprays down in there. I'll feel it go in behind the eardrum, and I'm like, well, ear infection. Here it comes. Because you just can't get it out. It was the late 60s. Antibiotics still work. Everything is resistant now. They give everyone vancomycin. Yeah. Well, sucks to be us, I guess. I'm pretty lucky. Ears, I don't get like sick super often. I don't feel like actually flu or
Like
infection sick. Yeah. So I got a pretty good immune system for that, I guess. way your station tubes slant, the water stays in there. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And Frack Skull is a trip, Dad. You'd like him. He's an oldster in the community, and I think he's a chemist. Are you a chemist, Frack Skull? A very wise individual. It's an endless fountain of information.
He can't be as old as me.
I don't know. How old is Frack Skull? How old are you, Frack Skull? He's a lab tech. Gotcha. Lifelong chemical spurg.
So a nerd.
Yeah. 63.
Oh, that's not far.
So not far, Kimosabi.
I guess a boomer.
Yeah, I would guess he would technically be a boomer. A true boomer.
Or probably Boomer X cusp, maybe.
Yeah. I'm a cusper. I love that. I was born right at the turn of the generation, so I've got 1 foot in Gen X and 1 foot in Millennial. I'm a Xennial. I like my Gen X side more than my Millennial side. I identify more with my Gen X side.
You think I should put another pot of coffee on, or did you?
Yeah, probably. I didn't know how long you guys were gonna sleep. I made one, but you know how we go through it.
Yeah, so I'll see what's left, and then I'll make another pot.
Yeah. Pretty out here in the morning.
Quiet.
Mm-hmm. Except for me out here blabbering. I was talking with them earlier about how your kind of mind has changed on obscenity and puerile humor. Because, I was trying to explain to them, because they were talking about how nice and well-spoken and all that stuff you were, right? And I was like, look, yes, but every filthy, foul thing I ever learned, that you have heard me say, I learned from him. Maybe not everyone, but he taught me how to find the good ones. So what do you think? Do you think that was age that made you less tolerant to that, or just felt like it was time to leave behind childish things, or what?
Maybe to grow up a bit.
Yeah. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. No, I've been kind of having that realization, I think, lately as we do our show. It's kind of like that kind of wild and bombastic, over the top, poopy peepee humor was fun. And it was like super popular back in the 90s. And so me and my co-host were all products of that. We grew up at that time where that type of humor was just like over the top. And I don't think it's as well received nowadays. I think it might hold us back a little bit, but I don't know how. It's a reflection of my genuine sense of humor. Like if I didn't find it funny, I wouldn't continue, engaging in it. But on the flip side, I think people are sick of it. I don't know.
I think my life turned corporate, and and that sort of thing wasn't very appropriate in the boardroom.
No.
So over time, I kind of had to move away from it because it's a habit, and it'll just kind of come out
That
at
is true.
inappropriate times. So
That is true.
I had to grow up a little. Yeah. But when you and I are hanging out, I think I relapse a bit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a little.
I think we all need to laugh a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That is true. And farts are funny. I'm sorry. They're the funniest thing. The fart is the final joke everyone tells. It's a morbid fact that when you die, you fart. The last joke. And probably the first joke, too. Usually the first time somebody laughs at their baby is when it farts at them, you know? It's your first and final joke. The fart. The Philosophy of Fart by Paul Zigo.
That's deep.
It is deep.
Deep. I have to say, before I came here, I let one slip in front of everybody
Yeah.
and immediately blamed it on the dog. And I found that the dog now has a very important purpose.
Yes. He's an object of blame. A scapegoat. A literal scapegoat.
But nobody bought it.
No.
No.
Well, you got to get better at blaming. They must have seen the lack of conviction in your eyes. They saw the guilt. There's a fart story I remember from you that was wild. You were coming along with this kids on a field trip. This was not a high school one though. This was like a elementary school field trip. And we went to one of these missions in California in the Bay Area, Mission San Rafael or whatever it was, right? On a field trip. You came along and we stopped for a pee break. And all the boys obviously went with you, the chaperone, and all the girls went with the lady chaperone. And it was one of them pee troughs. Big, you know what I mean? Where everybody lines up and it's a big pee trough. So we're all standing there. And it's, whatever, we're all peeing. And you're supervising, so we're all being quiet. And all of a sudden, you just blast one. And everybody just whips their head over to you. And you didn't even care. And you said, when you're shooting a big gun, you're bound to have a backfire sometimes. And that was it. And you just walked out of the room, and everybody was stunned. Stunned.
I think I was officially part of the group.
Yeah, I mean, you had established dominance. Like, we knew which way the wind was blowing, literally and figuratively, after that.
Ashamed to say, I remember that.
Yeah?
I do. Those were good times. I wasn't a very good chaperone. Didn't I take my group to Hooters? You guys were entrusted to me, and we were in the Walk of the Stars. We were in L.A.
Yeah, we did go to Hooters. You were a great chaperone, bro.
It's a wonder I didn't get in trouble.
Oh, no. No, you were a great chaperone. You were the best chaperone ever.
You guys talked me into going to an airing of a show.
Yeah.
It turned out to be some sexual thing they talked about. It was totally inappropriate for your age.
It was Loveline, wasn't it?
It was,
yeah. We got to go see a live when they were doing the TV version of Loveline with
we were part of the
Dr. Drew Pinsky and what's his name?
Yeah.
Hooters, yeah.
If they had been anybody but Ginger, they probably would have, threw me off. Not used me as a chaperone anymore.
Let me tell you something. Ginger was wise, and she knew better to have a chaperone that leans in to their sense of humor and their way of being than to have one that they hate and they try and subvert constantly. See what I mean?
Yeah.
If you had been some prude or something, we would have been, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
I think prude is in the definition of chaperone somewhere.
It has to
That,
be. Yeah.
you can't go sleeping with the enemy. So yeah, I guess you're supposed to be kind of stuck up. And
You let us have fun.
Yeah.
You let us have
The
fun.
trouble is, I was having fun.
Well, true.
So, and we all had fun together.
Yeah.
It wasn't for entertainment for you guys. You guys were just a hoot. And it was kind of rocky at the start. But,
Yeah.
you know, once I realized, you know, you get a pretty good group of guys, a bunch of loser crews. It was cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to relive my childhood a little bit. And yeah, we had those moments.
Yeah. I'm going to fart at the Reaper so bad he turns around. That's a good plan. When he comes for you, just and he's like, all right, whatever, man. Ugh. Come back later. Is your dad cool with you being bi? I did tell him about it, and he didn't disown me, so I'm guessing the answer is yes. To an extent.
I think if he busts out with a pronoun thing, then I got a problem. But up to that point.
Up to the pronoun point, you're willing. No. I'm cool with whatever pronoun. I'm cool with the he, hims. Oh, I'm going to kill this. Get out of here, you